Hello! So today I'm going to be talking about a topic that I've never charted before. You all are going to be very surprised. I'm going to talk about writing. Okay, so now that you've all breathed your sighs of not again, I've talked about poets that I've liked. I've talked about my poetry, but I've never talked about the life of a teenage writer. And that, my friends, is what I'm going to be talking to you about today, because if there's one thing I can tell you, the life of a teenage writer is a rather interesting one. So there's one thing that all of us do that writers take to the extreme is people watching. Most people, if they see someone on a train or in a restaurant who's interesting, they just think to themselves, my, you're an interesting person, I wish I could know you. Whereas writers, we basically take mental notes. If we see someone with a weird quirk, you rest assured, that weird quirk will be used in a novel. It will happen. You will find a minor character who is wearing the same exact ring as that person at table 4 in that Chinese place you were eating. Similarly, if you say something funny or interesting, that line could end up in a book in some way. I actually have this game that I play where if I hear someone say something funny, I think, well, which one of my characters would have said that? And that leads me into the next thing, where writers a lot of times are seen talking to themselves or referring to characters, and we basically seem rather schizophrenic sometimes. F. Scott Fitzgerald actually once said that writers aren't exactly people, they're a lot of people trying to be one person. And it's kind of true, because sometimes I'll be walking along my daily life and thinking about what Violet would do or what Noel would be saying at this situation, and that might be seen as weird to the average person. Sometimes Whovian nerdfighter writers sometimes just break out into song and sing inaccurate lyrics to Chameleon Circuit songs. And I was a teenage writer and all stayed the same. But although there are all of those wonderful quirks of us writers, there are also many, many plagues of it, terrible things. The first and foremost is having an idea and it being at night, or in the shower, or wherever you may be, and thinking, I will remember this later. No, you won't. No, we won't. You won't remember it later. You will wake up the next morning and curl into the biggest ball you've ever curled into, and just try to remember. A little while ago, it was at night, and I created a really, really cool plot point for one of my too many novel ideas, and I figured I have to remember that in the morning. Of course, it was so brilliant. I woke up the next morning and I just sat in the exact same spot where I had created it and wouldn't let myself leave until I remembered. Why is my life my life? Luckily, I did remember, but not everyone can be so lucky. I'm not lucky every time it's happened. But then there's a more serious topic that I think is almost universal, not just for people who do write, is that we read all these amazing books and all these words are compiled so beautifully together, and we think, how can I ever be this good? How can I ever succeed? And whenever I think that, I just remind myself that so many things in this world are relative, but writing novels doesn't have to be one of them. People have favorite books, but look at how many books are published. There are so many. My house is full of them. People's houses are full of other books, and just because John Green might be the greatest writer you've ever seen doesn't mean that you're not amazing too. And because I don't think he's actually made an appearance in one of my videos since my first one, Snape and I want to tell you that we believe in you as writers. Even if the normal world thinks that you're crazy, we think that you're incredible, we think that you can achieve, and you're awesome. So thank you for watching this. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!